There's a real risk of alerting the Taliban and our suspect.
All right, y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. Okay, so today we're checking out some more Ross Kemp. So this one is going to be cool because this is Ross Kemp and the Royal Marine Commandos. More specifically, this is 4-5 Commando. Now, I've seen videos about 4-2 Commando, 40 Commando, 4-3 Commando. I'm not too sure about 4-5 Commando. I know, they're like amphibious and whatnot, but I'm not sure what their primary like mission set is, because it seems like with the other Commando elements, they kind of have like a specific mission set. So if you guys know specifically what 4-5 Commando is tailored to, then put it down in the comments section. But yeah, this is Ross and 4-5 Commando going on a covert night operation in Afghanistan, which sounds pretty legit. We haven't seen many night stuff. And even on YouTube in general, there's not a whole lot of nice videos about night operations specifically. I guess because you need like better cameras and whatnot for it. But yeah, this should be good. Let's get into it. Nice.
Every week, the Major holds a Shura where he meets with local Afghans. However, news has just come in that an informer wants to speak to him. It's thought that he has high-level intelligence on the Taliban. So it's decided to keep the meeting in place in hope that the informer makes contact.
Okay, so some human intelligence kind of stuff. This definitely seems more recent. Maybe like 2012 or something, 2011.
20 minutes up the road from Katina is a town that has a reputation for Taliban activity.
Yeah, they have some nice stuff at least. That's good to see. All right, this is cool, and it's not even the night op yet.
As we arrive in Zargan Calais, Major Maynard makes an impromptu decision to patrol the market, to show the locals that the Marines are here and ready to protect them.
Oh yeah, all right. The hearts and minds aspect of everything.
About 8 months ago, this whole area was a battlefield. Fought pretty harshly between 16 Brigade, 1 Royal Irish, and the Taliban.
So it was actually where we are right now. It's just looking for...
There were contacts every day. In fact, just down here on the left, you see the school that was blown up.
Hopefully not by coalition forces.
In fact, this school has been bombed twice.
Were they using it as like a base of operations or something?
And the Taliban killed it because it was symbolic of the government's progress here, because of the school. There was girls coming to it. It was showing progress, and in their inimitable way, they decided to blow it up.
So every time it's been rebuilt, they've come back and blown it up.
Yeah.
No children were killed in either blast, but the Taliban didn't stop there. They intimidated the teachers with threats that acid would be thrown in their faces.
Oh my God.
They then went one step further.
And why do you think they killed the teacher? So how do you feel about
even the kids know?
Destroying the school?
Jeez.
Well, I hope your school is rebuilt very soon.
He gives no fucks. That's awesome.
The new economic minister for the government of Afghanistan.
If you were there, would you keep the money or would you build schools?
Damn.
This is a 12-year-old.
Yes.
He's got a pretty good grasp of the economics of this country presently. Now, that's a kind of sweeping statement for me to make, and I can't back it up. But, this is what young people on the ground think about the schools being built here. The problem is, if all the sacrifices that have been made here are to mean something, then the Afghans have got to build these schools for the future of their country, and they've got to stop putting the money in their back pockets, because that's a general consensus of the people here right now.
Yeah, that'll help, for sure. It's a good first step, at least.
The Shura is being held at the heavily guarded police station. These gatherings are important for the locals and the district councillors to discuss problems and issues that affect them. For the Major, it's an opportunity to make progress and gather intelligence.
Okay.
But the threat of the Taliban is never far away.
Yeah, it's really nice when you can get like the meetings going because, you know, it's kind of like dual-hatted, you know, doing the hearts and minds and whatnot. But at the same time, you are trying to get a lot of intelligence, especially if they're trying to do certain operations or push into a certain area. You want to get that intelligence before you go into it. And generally talking with the locals will give you a pretty good idea of what's going on or what you might find there as far as IEDs or, you know, Taliban or whatnot. So going into any area without intelligence is never a good time, and it just makes everything so much more scarier.
It's not uncommon for insurgents to infiltrate these meetings to try and find out who's collaborating with ISAF, so there's always a fair amount of apprehension.
Yep.
I will relentlessly pursue the insurgent for as long as I am here, but I am better able to do that with your help.
At the same time, you could also like intimidate them because you might know that some of them have some nefarious purposes or, you know, they're kind of like being a little bit shady. You can kind of use this meeting to be like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reassure everybody that's not part of the Taliban and everybody else that supports them. Just hear this message that I'm telling everyone.
And your support. If those that want to see progress, if those that want to see stability and security all come together, then the insurgency has no room to move.
This is the first time that I've come to this area.
They look pretty pissed.
So I'd like to ask them a question. What do they think will happen when the ISAF forces go?
The insurgents will attack again. Yeah.
The insurgents will attack again, eh?
Attack again, and they will take over.
Okay. So it seems like they're kind of on board.
Just as we leave the Shura, the Major is told that the informant has arrived.
We're going to have a one-on-one now.
This person
Oh,
is
yeah.
risking his life and his family's. The Taliban would not hesitate to torture and kill anyone helping ISAF. The informer seems to have credible information on a high-level Taliban commander spying on the base at Katina.
Good grief. Yeah, these are also like pretty risky. And it can be kind of sketchy. It's nice to have sources out there that you can use to get certain intelligence. But again, it kind of can be like dual-hatted. It can be a little bit of a threat. So you kind of have to be a little bit wary as you're sort of taking this information in and deciding what you're going to do with it.
How many insurgents?
Two bodyguards like.
He was outside Katina.
Yes, he was just checking the
ISAF locations?
ISAF locations.
Then there was more troubling news.
Okay.
So he's training men specifically in this area for suicide.
Yeah, some like young boys.
Do you think they're going to target Zag and Clay?
Yes, they
So
are
suicide
coming
bombing?
to the Kalai area.
The informant has provided valuable intelligence. Not only is the base at Katina being watched, but suicide bombers are being trained in the area.
Good grief.
The information gathered is of such significance that whiskey company
I wonder what kind of training is involved in, you know, becoming a suicide bomber. Like, I would imagine it seems pretty straightforward, but I'd like to hear someone's story who actually went through the training or was forced to go through the training and then sort of explains it. Because, yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about.
are about to mount a daring operation.
All right.
Whiskey Company are planning a covert raid based on information from an informant.
Nice.
Their
Hopefully it plays
target
out.
is a man who trains suicide bombers.
Nice terrain model. I
My
like it.
intent is to conduct a covert insertion into the area of interest early hours tomorrow morning. We will quickly establish a layered cordon around these four compounds here, compound 10, 14, 8, and
I like that they're using radio batteries as the compounds.
13, with 10 being the primary compound of interest. Just remember the Bravo 1 is a suspect suicide IED facilitator. and therefore we will be looking for components associated with that type of threat.
He doesn't mess
Key
about.
personnel run through the logistics of the operation so that they can brief their individual teams later.
All right.
As of now, the whole of Whiskey Company is on standby.
Deliberately picked a route.
Yeah, that major really
avoids,
doesn't mess
as far
about.
as possible, any compounds and collays for the sole purpose of avoiding the dogs giving away our position as much as possible.
We'll be fighting from the door, nice and slow and laborious. It's not going to be a quick task, but make no mistake, if it goes compound red, we're going to be on the back foot initially until that Bravo call sign, punch in there and fight through.
This is a bloke who trained 15 and 16-year-old boys last summer to blow themselves up and kill innocent people. Let's make sure he doesn't get the chance to do it again this year.
That's some good motivation to go in there and get it done, though. No doubt about that.
The operation will be carried out tonight
Dang.
under the cover of darkness.
That's pretty quick. I wonder if there was any like planning as far as like maybe a couple of days worth of deciding what they're gonna do.
Sky, get in that wagon now, mate. You and Scouts, mount up.
Right, we've just been given an early go-ahead for Operation Torabasha 43.
he looks tired.
Getting
Man.
moving vehicles now down to a certain point, as quietly as possible, into a lay-up position. They know that this guy has been training young men to become suicide bombers. He was doing it all last year. They suspect they've found the location that he's living in. Once they find him, and they either find incriminating evidence or they find explosives on his person, they're going to lift him and take him to Bastion. Before that happens, we've got a very long night ahead of us.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so I wonder if they were able to corroborate the intelligence they got from their human source with something else that they had, like other reporting or what have you. Because, yeah, just going right into it. Again, I'm not sure if there was any days worth of planning before deciding to do all of this. But, yeah, they're going right into the thick of it. They're not wasting any time. I guess they're also just trying to take advantage of it while the dude is still there. But
Any
scary
suspect
stuff.
arrested will be interrogated by British forces before being handed over to the Afghan authorities.
Okay.
Operation Torabasha, which means Courageous Hawk, is underway.
All right. Yeah, they're rolling pretty deep too. They got a company, I guess. That's pretty decent for a raid. Yeah, there were a lot of compounds.
Moving at night because we're moving near the whole of Whiskey Company. That's going to cause people to start talking. Either I come shatter or telephone calls will be made because it's rare that this many vehicles will be moving at night.
Yeah, they're not even going blackout
With
either.
such a large
All the
troop
lights
movement, the Major has devised a plan so as not to alert the suspect, codename Bravo.
on. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Whiskey Company will rendezvous at a police checkpoint, well away from the target. Here, they will then wait until the early hours of the morning before setting off to surround the suspect's compound.
All right, so it's not going to be totally at
Then,
night.
on the call sign Bunker Hill, they will go in.
Yeah, that's a lot of compounds though. For a company, that could get pretty bad.
It's 03:30, and everyone has made it to the rendezvous point without a hitch.
Nice. This is where the noise and light discipline really comes into play, because they're kind of like pushing into this, you can kind of call it a patrol base, but kind of like an objective rally point. So right before you push onto the objective, you're going to this, which is like your last covered and concealed position. So you can do a lot more planning. You can do a little bit more prep. So while you're here, you want to try and maintain a low signature, a low profile, just so, you know, the enemy, if they do have an observation post or people trying to get some recon, they're not able to see or picture that much. They might just think it's like maybe a squad, or, you know, might not see that much more activity than usual.
The things that we're fighting against are, there are farmers out in the fields this time of night.
Damn.
There are members of the Afghan National Police that might be less than sympathetic to our objective. And also, nearly every compound in Afghanistan has a dog. they'll
okay,
smell
yeah.
us and they'll hear us coming and start barking, and that could alert the Bravo to our approach.
Yep. Yeah, so you gotta be really sneaky about it. So
Whiskey
they got the
Company
chem lights
now
on.
separate into 3 units,
Okay.
each one taking different routes to the suspect's compound.
Yep, good call.
It's over
Sort
a
of lock it
mile
down.
through rough terrain. The possibility of an IED strike at night is omnipresent.
Yeah, that would be really crappy. Movement at
The
night
Marines
is
have
always
night
sketchy.
vision, and so does the camera. However, I'm not so fortunate.
Ah, whoa, that sucks. I was wondering that too, actually.
Then we're going to go across open country, and that's where it gets rather difficult. You can't see your foot in front of you, in front of one another. So.
Damn, they have no illumination, huh?
Once again,
This has happened to me one time because I didn't. It's not that I didn't do the right checks, but right before movements, you know, I made sure I had my batteries and whatnot, and I pushed out, and then all of a sudden my night vision turned off. Changed my batteries and whatnot, still wasn't working. Turned out the night vision just crapped out, and it's not really something that I could have prevented, but yeah, it's not fun when you're pushing out on a night movement and all of a sudden you have no night vision, because yeah, it's miserable, especially when you're like a leader and you're trying to organize stuff and you can't see. It's just like, all right, well, I'll do my best, I guess.
the man on point sweeps a path, laying down glowing markers as he goes.
Okay, are those IR markers or no? Huh.
So basically, the side looms the guys are dropping so the guys behind us can see the right way, because it's been cleared by the guy up front.
Okay. Hopefully they don't have night vision.
I'm trying to walk in the footsteps of the man in front of me, as I'm terrified of straying outside the safety zone.
Yeah, it's a good call. There they go.
The dogs in the surrounding compounds sense our presence.
Good grief.
Just up there, that compound that sensed us. He started barking, and that's kicked off the other dogs down the road.
Yep, it's just a chain reaction to dogs.
And that is one of the biggest problems out here, guys, that all of them have guard dogs.
Yeah, it's nice to have, you know, like a perimeter set up with sensors or like claymores, whatnot. But honestly, you just have a bunch of dogs and that's a pretty good perimeter right there.
There's a real risk of alerting the Taliban and our suspect.
Requesting that we stay here up until the moment that you want us to move into the cordon. Over.
After an anxious 25 minutes and wondering if our cover has been blown, we stand by for the call sign to go in.
All right.
We've confirmed now we've been joined by other members of Whiskey Company. The compound is just over there. However, the dog is still barking in that compound because it's sensing the Whiskey Company is slowly surrounding that compound and hopefully causing a net so the suspect can't escape.
Yep, cordon off the area.
Charlie 10 Alpha at Bunker Hill, 11135 over.
Dang, he's got some. He had some old night vision. That kind of sucks. It looks like he had the PVS 7s or something.
Here's the call sign to move in. Here we go.
Huh. Dang. Oh, I guess that's all we're getting for today, huh? That sucks. I'm gonna have to really. Actually, I wonder if I have a VPN, so maybe I can try and find the full episodes. If you guys know where I can find all the full episodes for this, because I guess I don't know if this is Ross Kemp Extreme World or if it's Ross Kemp in Afghanistan. I'm not even sure if those are different series. It seems like that's kind of what it is based off of what you guys were saying. But if I can find all the episodes, that would be awesome. I might not do like full reaction videos because then that'll most certainly get copyright claimed. But I'd like to just check it out myself. So if you guys know where I could find that, please put it down below. But this was cool. I love all the hype. And I especially love the night stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. They had some pretty solid planning in there. If you're pushing up and then all of a sudden you think you might be getting detected, it's really smart to sort of just chill out for a little bit and let their guard get reduced again. That might take, 30 minutes, might take a couple hours. So it's all dependent based off of what you're seeing or, with them, with the dogs, what you're hearing. So really, really cool video. I'm really loving this Ross Kemp stuff. So I'm glad you guys have recommended it. So if you guys have any other cool ones, and of course, if you know where I can find the full episodes, please put it down below. But this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked it, you can hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe, all that good stuff. But that is it for this video. I will see y'all in the next one.